Hey guys, today I'm going to do something that most realtors are scared to do, which is answer the tough questions and be brutally honest with you, even though it's not what we want to hear in our industry or maybe what you don't want to hear with your situation. One of the common comments I get is, it's always a good market. Realtors always say that, oh yeah, it's always a good market because they're thinking with their commission, right? Well, that's because they're playing checkers short term. They're not playing chess long term. I am going to answer these questions playing chess long term. Might not be the best for you today, but long term will be the best for you. Might not be the best for you, what you want to hear, but long term it will be. So we're going to go through all the BS, and I'm going to give it to you from my side, exactly what I think you should do or should not do based on the market, the rates, and what we think is going to happen. So let's get into it. Let's start with a little background and my point of view. I have been a real estate broker, meaning I own my own company, for 23 years. I got licensed in 2002. I became a full-time broker, meaning this is the only way I make a living. I don't have a part-time job. I don't have a side hustle. It is just real estate since 2004. I've seen the good, 2005, 6, 7. I've seen the bad, 2008, 9, 10. So my perspective is long-term. My perspective comes from experience. My perspective comes from seeing what the market has done over the last 20 plus years while I've been in it full time. So let's start with the questions. All right, guys. So let's start with the number one question I get. What is going on in this market? Is it a buyer's market or seller's market? Let me start by saying this is a first for me, and it's a first for many people. Let me explain why. For the first time, we went from a situation where interest rates were artificially lowered during COVID, 2 and 3% by the Fed, to now they had to change their strategy and fight inflation. Again, because of COVID, because everything became expensive, and now we're at 8%. So everybody who bought or refinanced in the last 6 years has a 2, 3, maybe 4% interest rate. Now they're expected to buy and pay an 8% interest rate. That is a first. What do? Well, let's start with the basics of economics. A basic economic rule that we've seen in the past is that when rates go up, home prices shoot down because less people can afford. Therefore, there's less buyers. Therefore, there's more supply of homes for sale, less buyers, less demand, and the homes have to come down and adjust in price. Now, there's been some cities that have adjusted down a few percentiles, absolutely. But overall, specifically here in Southern California, we have not seen that. Now, they're not going up, but they ain't going down, and they're definitely not crashing. They are definitely not crashing. And the reason is because everybody is what I like to call rate locked. Meaning, I have a rate of 3%, Paco. Why would I sell my house, unless an emergency, and buy my other house, even though I have all this equity, at 8%? It makes no sense. Therefore, they do not. You have to understand that 3 to 4 years ago, almost 80% of the market, home buyers, were people that were selling their houses and buying another house using that equity. Well, because those people are not selling because you're not justifying an 8% interest rate. There is no inventory. There's no homes for sale, which is what is keeping artificially homes more expensive. So, why aren't home prices crashing the way a lot of people said they would? It's because there's not enough of them for sale because there's no incentive to sell right now. Hope that makes sense.